We're talking love on It's Time to Talk tonight. It's one of the most basic human reactions, yet our understanding of love is so limited. In fact, poets, musicians and artists have tried since the beginning of time to express exactly what love is. But has anyone ever truly nailed the definition of love? Fortunately for me, I'm joined by three powerful minds in the It's Time to Talk studios tonight. Claire, Donna and Michelle, welcome to the program. Is anyone in the studio in love tonight?
Yes.
Are we in love?
Yeah, I think we're all in love, actually.
You reckon you're all in love? I don't think any of you are in love. I think that you're just being tricked by your brains into thinking you're in love. Am I right, Claire? Is love just a trick that the brain does to make us procreate?
Well, if it is, it's a really good trick. It feels great, so I don't care if it's a trick or not.
I don't think it really could be a trick to make us procreate, because once you've had the kids and then you're still in love anyways, it's, you know, it should pass afterwards.
That's because love wants us to have more kids and never stop and on and on and on. It's just a fierce human little brain reaction. Am I sounding bitter and twisted here?
Somewhat.
Yeah.
You are, actually, yeah.
Well, what is love? What exactly is it?
Love. It's when you want to be with the person 24/7, when they don't annoy you, you don't want to get away from them, you don't want to have a break from them. It's when you get the butterflies in the stomach, whenever they're like in the room and it's all, and you just want to touch them all the time. You just want to not only touch them all the time, but just be with them, and they're your best friend, and you want to do everything with them, and you are yourself with them. Like there's nothing, you're yourself with them. You don't have to hide, you don't have to pretend to be anyone else in any other way.
Claire, you're describing a dog.
I think I'd have to somewhat disagree with that.
Would you? Yeah.
Except for the last bit. I think the wanting to be with them all the time and 24/7, I think that's possibly mistaken for lust.
Oh, okay. So this is interesting.
Right.
What is the difference between lust and love? And do people confuse it?
Oh, I think a lot of people confuse it, definitely. I think it's when that lust is past and you've really developed, you know, a relationship, that then you become comfortable enough to completely be yourself.
So let's give a bit of context here. Michelle, you've been in love for more than 20 years.
24 years.
Yeah, and so you're married.
Yes.
Same man. I'm
Yes.
sure he's listening tonight. So are you being, goaded into saying all this lovely stuff? No pressure?
Not at all.
And Claire, you've just entered a relationship and you're absolutely at that euphoric stage.
I guess I'm at the honeymoon stage.
Yeah.
I am. But
How do you know
have
it's
been
love?
in
How do you know it's love?
Because I know, because I have been in relationships before, and there's always been something that really annoys me about the person, or there's been, and I have had the lust thing as well, where you really like their bodies, but you can't really relate. You know, like you've got nothing in common with them. You don't have anything to talk about.
Oh, I see. So lust is physical.
It is. To me, lust is a physical thing that you mistake for love. And then when you get to know them, you realise that you've got nothing in common at all. And you think, and then, because lust disappears, you see. When the lust disappears, then suddenly you're
stuck with
sitting
this
next to
brainless
this man,
Adonis.
and you're going, oh my gosh, I have no clue why I'm here sitting with you. I've got nothing in common with you. I have no sexual attraction to you anymore, and what am I doing here? So I have been in a relationship where it was based on lust, but I think love is like a combination of, there's got to be a bit of lust, but it's also you really love the person's soul, and you can, you connect in the mind, and you get fuzzies when they're around. You want to share your life with them. Everything that happens to you in your life, you want to talk to them about, because they're your best friend, and they make you a better person. They make you want to improve yourself. They make you want to. They bring out the best in you, and you bring out the best in them. And I think that's love.
It's very sweet too. Have you been in love before, Donna?
Well, I've thought I've been in love before, definitely.
But maybe it was confused with lust.
I think it was just a matter of the experience that you have. At the time I thought I was in love, definitely. But then I think when you've got something went wrong in that relationship and then you weren't with that person, you realise, oh, hang on a minute, maybe that wasn't.
And Michelle, you've been in love for more than 20 years. I'm curious to know, is there still lust, or is lust dead now?
Yeah. He's pretty hot for an old man. There's definitely still lust, but not the the desperate need that you have at the beginning of a relationship. I think, like some people have said over the years, what's your secret? And we don't have any one secret or any one thing, but basically I like my husband more than I like anyone else. Like, I like his personality and his company more than any of my girlfriends or even more of my family, anyone. I just really like him more than anyone else that I've ever met.
I think it's more of like a connection to and a feeling that is undescribable to maybe anybody else other than the people that are in that connection.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's hard to explain.
Yeah, and I think unless maybe you've been in love, do you understand that connection? I don't know. There's different types of love. I mean, you can have a love for a partner, you can have a love for a child, you can have the love for your parents.
Pet.
A pet, exactly. Or you can love things maybe that you really connect to, like, say, the ocean or, nature.
That's right,
yeah, it's a very personal thing.
But is there a difference between the love for, your children and nature and chocolate chip ice cream to that special person in your life?
Oh, yeah, I think love can be
and what is the difference?
Different ways and connections with different things. Yeah.
How do you know, Michelle, that your husband loves you? What makes you so... Because you're sitting there quite smug and confident about the whole thing.
I am.
I've been married for more than 20 years. I'm really cool.
Let's give him a call. No.
How do you know he loves you?
I guess it's something that you feel. It's probably he does similar to me in that he always rings and asks for my opinion on something, even if it's sort of trivial, which makes me think, well, he values my opinion. I mean, he could ring one of his mates and ask for advice, but he'll ring me.
So there's respect in there by the sound of it.
There is.
A healthy dose of respect. Can I read you something which I got? It's a famous poem, and some of you might have heard it. Certainly my listeners would have, because I only attract a very intelligent kind of listener. Love is always patient and kind. It is never jealous. Love is never boastful or conceited. It is never rude. It's never selfish. It does not take offence, and it is not resentful. Love takes no pleasure in other people's sins, but delights in the truth. It is always ready to excuse, to trust, to hope, and to endure whatever comes. Love does not come to an end. Is that nice, or is that too over the top?
Maybe that's what you hope for.
I think it's beautiful. Yeah.
It's
You think that's
probably
beautiful?
the ideal.
I was about to say, my idea is that this is not realistic. I mean, what does it say there? Love takes no pleasure in other people's sins. What husband and wife don't enjoy it when each other fall down the stairs or jam their finger in a drawer? I mean, give me a break. And what about this last line? Love does not come to an end. Surely love can come to an end.
Love can come to an end.
Claire, you were saying earlier that if love comes to an end, it might not have been love in the first place.
Sure, and real love takes a lot of years to develop between two people. And there's different... I reckon there's different...
Hang on, I have to pick you up on that.
Okay.
Love takes a lot of years to develop between two people.
Yep.
Yet you've told me tonight you're in love and you've only been in this relationship for 4 weeks.
Yep.
How does that work?
Because I'm in the honeymoon stage. But real love,
It might be last.
true love that lasts... It takes a number of years, you know what I mean? Like, no, not lust. I wouldn't say lust because it's not... I really enjoy his company. As you were saying, like I can sit there in silence with him. I love... I love his company. I love who he is. I have known him for 14 years, yes.
Okay, so it's developed and bloomed over that time, probably in a sort of quite a special, understated way. Donna, you've been in relationships that have fallen away, as have most of the people listening, as have I.
Yep.
Do you get tricked? Because when you're in the middle of it, you think, I'm in love. Do you ever start to do a double take at the end when you reflect back on what you had about, maybe that wasn't love?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely, I agree. I think, as I said before, at the time I thought I was, but I wasn't. And I guess, you think about other situations where there is love, and I think, no, that wasn't before. So, yeah. But, I mean, what you were saying before about does love end, I don't think it does. I think if it is love, then it continues. And I guess what I'm thinking of there is, people that have passed away, and when, I think of people that I know that have been in love for years and years, and, that love continues. You don't ever forget that person.
It's usually grandparents, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you look to them and they've often been married for a long time, and you look to them and think, they're still so cute. Why can't I have that? And so maybe that is a bit of proof that love doesn't end. Because, even after one passes on, the other one pines and still longs for that other person.
And you hear about that when, the partner passes away, then quite often the other partner passes away quite quickly after that too. So
maybe so they can remain together somehow.
Yeah.
And what about the concept of unrequited love? Because we're talking there about if love is real, then it never ends. Personally, I feel like I've experienced love and then it wasn't returned. So if it never ends, does that mean that I'm destined for a lifetime of pain where I'm just loving this person and will never receive love back?
Well, I think you can love maybe more than two people. Yeah.
So maybe our paths are destined to have different loves
in a
along
lifetime.
the way.
I definitely would agree.
And Claire,
so there's hope.
Now we're talking about love here on 2FM. Give us a call on 6585 2233 if you've got an opinion. Maybe you disagree with the ladies in the studio tonight. Maybe they're just too in love to see sense. Michelle, married for all that time, the question that everybody in the studio wants to know is, how did you fall in love? How did you manage to strike the jackpot?
My husband is a few years older than me, 7 years older, and we met through a friend, and he asked me if I'd like to go for a ride on his motorbike with him, like away for the weekend.
Smooth.
And I really wanted to go on the motorbike, but I wasn't that fussed on him. And so I said yes, but made it clear right from the start that it was just a ride, don't, expect anything, and he was fine with that. And we stayed with friends of his in Port Macquarie the first night, and was still the same the next day. And then we went up to Coffs Harbour to another friend, and we went into the pub for a drink, and I just remember looking up at him, and it was just like a smack in the forehead. I just knew something just struck me in that second. I thought, yep, that's the man for me.
Wow.
It was really that instant.
Powerful stuff.
It was. It still quite astounds me that it happened that way.
And now when you look at him, what sort of, do you still get the smack in the head? Or in a different sense?
Sometimes I actually still do. Not a lot, not often, but I'll get a, sort of butterfly in the tummy feeling now and again. Not a lot.
Claire's going, oh, wow, that's beautiful, beautiful.
It is.
It is. It's lovely.
Okay.
You're very lucky.
I am indeed, and I count my blessings daily, believe me. I really do.
Oh, you've earned big brownie points. I don't know what to say to that. And Claire,
how am I meant to, match that?
Tell the listeners, Claire, about what you found at the end of your bed recently. I'm not talking about, the leftover Chinese that I put there.
I was about to say.
Claire, you must find a lot of different things at the end of your bed if you can't think what I'm talking about.
The love letter.
Yeah, the love letter,
yeah,
yes.
Right.
Oh, wow,
beautiful.
my mind's boggled now.
And, it was beautiful. Just received...
Because you're in this fledgling relationship.
Personal to share with us what might have been in the love letter?
No, I can read it because hopefully he won't. As long as you don't add him as a friend. And
he's out of my listening
to it on
audience.
YouTube.
Absolutely.
But,
Well, just give us the gist, Ben. Give us the gist.
Well, it was just beautiful. It just says, to my dearest sweetheart, Claire, I've discovered that I already miss you immensely. I love you intensely. My world won't be complete until you're in my arms again, like type thing. It was just.
How did it make you feel when you read?
I melted.
A little note like
Melted.
That?
I just melted.
Because you've experienced single life.
Yeah.
And you were quite happy single, yeah?
Yeah, and it always happens when your life is... I find that when you stop searching and you stop sort of needing something, it just hits you in the face. And it just comes in the most... like, when you least expect it, it's really... I know people say that, but it really happens that way, doesn't it? When you're really comfortable, you're really happy about being single, you love your life, you've got your friends, you've got your work... You've got your little girl and your life's... You've got your gym time, your life's balanced. And you feel like, I don't need a man. And then suddenly, that's when it comes along.
There he is.